so far this season. A team that's second in the nation in scoring defense, and Vigu is second in the nation with 7.73 goals allowed per game.
Zach has said Richmond has bumped Merklinger up to that, maybe up to that first group. We'll see how it plays out over the course of the game. I don't know whether or not Alpa might be hurt or we'll just this shift in the settled opportunities.
Well, that's backed up by being second nationally in scoring defense. Merklinger here with Madonna and Sheridan on the front line right now for that first midfield. Here's Dalton Young.
And we talked about it before the game. If this is a switch that'll play out the whole game between Alpa and Merklinger, it's just Coach Shamati, trying to find that right combination. Your four big boys are covered by the poles and bulk of it, but they've got nice balance with beyond the first couple of middies.
TJ Haley working out there with Chase Llewellyn. And now this one skips past the spreading stop attempt of Vigu, and Georgetown will take a 1-0 lead on that shot from the outside. So the Hoyas strike first here in the first. We'll take another look at this one.
Get that.
For him, his first is 8th of the season. So Georgetown strikes first tonight. Tazwell DeYoung as Richmond works here now on the offensive end. Now Neal behind the cage here working. Nice play by Young there, but it skips wide.
An extended possession with a short stick on Young up top.
And that one finds the net. A tough angle shot from Charlie Packard, who comes up with a big goal. That may be something that the Spiders would like to see more of, and now we're even at 1.
That would be the best prescription of all for their offense.
Packard with a tough shot, just beats his man and gets a little room, and we are even.
They play out of this sort of 1-4 in which they'll change positions. And you see Bundy, who's one of their leading scorers, playing up top, handling the ball right now. When you talk to the pro coaches and people that know Graham, they think of him as more as a midi in the future. And he plays attack a little bit like a midi, which means he simply is not quite as comfortable close to the goal, and so he's out there with space. A very good shooter with room and time.
And the Hoyas trying to work to another one. Vigu the stop there, and that's scooped up by Hunter Smith. Tossed that one up dangerously in the air, and it bounced free. Georgetown now working to find some guys in the front, and that one tracked down by Carroll, who circles all the way around, eventually takes a shot. Vigu saw it all the way, and now it's covered up. McClure on it, and then Vigu picks it up.
Carroll's really come on. That was a good opportunity there. Nice save by Zach. Get out quicker than anything else.
Good stop from Vigu there. Georgetown with 8 shots already. Georgetown with 4 rather, but all 4 are on goal. Richmond's taken 8 shots. Only 3 of them are on goal at the moment. Good movement by the Hoyas, and a shot from way outside and down low on the wing from Graham Bundy Jr. And he makes it 2-1 now as he tallies. And 4:49 left here in the first.
And that's where he's going to play most of the game. Playing attack for them, but it will spend little time below the goal line extended. He's always going to be searching for spots, soft spots up top where he can find room and time.
Timeout. Georgetown. 30-second hold. That'll go against Will Godine.
Georgetown penalty, number 10, Will Godine, 30-second technical for holding at 4:11.
See if Richmond can capitalize on this. Alpaw up top. Madonna there with him. Madonna's winds up, goes to Graham on the wing, back to Madonna. Here's Alpaw out front. He fires and scores from the top. And we're even at 2 on the long-distance shot from Henry Alpaw, which he's so good at that distance shot.
That's his wheelhouse right there. He can step in there and stretch those long arms out. He can really get something on that shot.
And had room to operate there with the man. Over to Graham now. Things get tight there with Sheridan coming in. Penalty's been released. Well, the coaching staff wants Georgetown to go ahead and push it upfield, and they were a little late with that maybe. Here's a shot from the wing, and boy, that finds its way past Figure somehow. And the Hoyas now take a 3-2 lead.
That's Bundy's second goal of the game, and again, you know, you just can't give him that kind of space. You've got to be able to track him in these unsettled opportunities, be able to get a stick and a piece of him. He's a dangerous shooter. Probably one of the best shooters in the college game.
He was in management from Georgetown. He went to the McDonough School of Business, so.
You know, I don't like those guys too smart, though, you know. I got to be able to talk to them about stuff, you know. You know, all these Ivy League transfers at these schools, you know, you can't play in the Ivy League in your 5th year.
There's an answer, and it's Joe Sheridan. That's 5 for Sheridan on the year, and a much-needed goal for both him and the Spiders, and it's 3-3 all.
And if you tell me it's going to be Sheridan, Packard, and Alpar in the first 3 goals.
For them to be where they want to be later on in the year, they're going to need some more production from those
Absolutely.
guys.
And we were just talking about it. You have a tendency as a coach to want to get your second group out there early in the game to hope that they get off to a good start. If the game stays close as the game goes on, you have a tendency to shorten your lineup and play less guys. You know, Packard coming off the bench and getting one early like that is the best thing for Richmond.
Richmond comes away with the loose ball there. Richmond also with a different face-off guy there a moment ago. Right now, the Spiders have the offensive attack ready to go. They had Strickland out there for the face-off that time. Loss of possession heading through traffic. Picked up by Chairs, and he'll send it back across to his teammate.
Big future as a face-off guy, maybe a defensive midfielder here. He is put together, Strickland.
Yeah, he was out for that last draw, so Hoyas taking their time working here. They've got 30 seconds on the shot clock and counting. First few moments of the second quarter. Krogan trying to work free. Near side feed here. And that finds the top corner somehow. Squeezes in. Vidaro's shot is good. And the Princeton transfer puts Georgetown out in front now, 4-3.
That's a great shot. He's got 13 goals already. He's having a good year.
And that found that top corner. Somehow got its way over Vigu's shoulder and stick. We'll take another look at it. Shooting high to the far side in this 4-3 game. They'll see if they can find one to tie it up. Olsen is on now for the Spiders.
Richmond's been good clearing the ball throughout the year against teams that will pressure, and this is one of those teams that will pressure some with athleticism. They're not so much 10-man, but Zach has done a nice job there.
Oh, that's nice. O'Neal to Dalton Young with a quick shot. Finds that top far corner. And on Young's 21st goal of the season, we're all tied again at 4.
Great handle on the inside.
So O'Neal continues to have a point at least in quite a few of his games consecutively. You take another, picks it up for Richmond. but now we've got a whistle. They're going to give it back to Georgetown. We're now on the near side. Alexander Vidaro has scored already. He works. Tries to go in on Nugent, turned aside. Haley works offensively. Back to Vidaro. And Nugent watches him closely. And another one finds the cage. This time on the shot, crossing through for Patrick Krogan. That'll be his 6th goal of the season. So after that violation, turned the ball back over to Georgetown. They answer. 5-4. Hoyas back by 1.
And speaks again to that balance that Georgetown has with that first midfield group in the game. Where is he?
Well, there he is.
Yep.
Joe Gooley had him that time. He surrendered a pass back, and the Hoyas worked to the back of the cage. McClure drawing this mark as he chases Aiden Carroll.
I don't think that. I think you could make some of these switches on some of these.
Yeah, that's a tough shot.
Nice handle on the inside.
Yeah, good work with the stick there. It's Joe Cesar again, and another tally for him, his 2nd of the game. Now Georgetown takes a 2-goal advantage at 6-4. Take another look at it.
Nice handle on the inside. Fabian got his stick in there.
Pilling, who frees that up for a moment, but Carroll's there to pick it up for Georgetown.
And this is probably their most dangerous Dodger right here, Aiden Carroll. He's the strongest go-to guy.
Got Fabian on him. Bundy draws McClure for a moment. Back to Carroll. Gets away from Pilling. And Vigu stops that time. Gets it out to Jack Pilling, and Richmond to offense down 6. Well, that's a tough shot there, and it counts. And good move by Vidaro again. Picks up his 2nd goal of the game. And Georgetown now with a 7-4 advantage.
Yeah, Georgetown leaves Dylan Hess in the game, number 40, short stick D midi, and he sets a large pick behind the goal, and that's what springs him free. Gives him just a little space to come around that corner.
Looked like Vigu was anticipating. Carroll works from that back angle.
I would describe Georgetown to date in this game as very efficient on offense. They haven't turned the ball over. They've wound up with pretty good shots and made good shots when they've had the opportunity.
Got 8 seconds to shoot here, and Georgetown finds another goal. As that pass across is put in by Krogan.
A little behind the back on the inside. Again, speaks to Georgetown's alertness. Alertness on offense. Just need a little crack.
Well, Krogan didn't have a hole on the clock. There's about a 12-second differential between the shot and the game clock, and you can see on your screen as well. Georgetown with a 5-1 second quarter, now leading 8-4. This game was tied at 4. In tight, and another one. That's a good move there by Vidaro again.
Yeah, he may be becoming their offensive specialist. He may be running out with both midfields now. He's just obviously off to a great start in this game, but just playing well in general. So.
And Joe Gooley.
My concern would be the flip side of that for Richmond, who's, like I say, hasn't quite gotten to it with these games against these top 10 teams, and so in a sense where they came back and tied the game a couple times, but they never could quite get over the hump. And then Georgetown goes on a run. Can Richmond now?
Right now, Richmond on the attack as Merklinger works. Gets back here to Young. Young tried to center that one, and then Graham's dumped. That's going to bring about a flag. Banks with a big hit. Here's a shot by Young from the outside, and Dalton Young answers that.
And the penalty, they'll face off extra man. So they can make Richmond can make a little run here if they can win this faceoff.
22nd for Dalton Young, and Lance Madonna with the help. There's the hit that brought the flag. And now Young's open. And he scores and goes right to Luke Graham, who took that hit in front. The penalty's on Banks for a cross check, so it's 1 minute.
Big face-off right here
for Richmond. And there's a violation on the face-off against Georgetown. His ball takes off with possession, but now Richmond's got this extra man here.
Paul just a little anxious not to put his team in this position right here, which is to give up on put them in the man down.
Madonna works. Got Alpaw on the wing. He's got Graham into the middle, and Littlejohn turns and fires. Lucas Littlejohn's first appearance of the contest. And Lucas Littlejohn with the score makes it now a 10-6 game with the goal there for Richmond.
Penalty release, teams all even. Hopefully Richmond can seize this momentum a little bit and make a run with it. Hint of momentum, and ball wins that face-off clean, and Georgetown's on offense.
And like we said, ball's almost 62% is face-off wins. And today, Georgetown's won 12 of 19. So the Hoyas to work on offense, and 12 of 19, by the way, is 63%. Oh, a tough play on the near side there. Everybody diving to stop that one. And McClure comes out with it. Long pass upfield. Jack Pilling gets across that line.
Push it, push it, push it.
Smith turns it over. Graham in front. O'Neal tried to go near side. Pilling falling down in front. And he'll score. That's a rarity for the defensive midfielder, but Jack Pilling is on the board. Now Richmond's cut it down to 10-7.
And those transition opportunities, you know, you just you always want to look for a good opportunity, but sometimes those are just your best opportunity, your best chances.
It's the first of the season for Jack Pilling. Aiden O'Neal on the assist. Once again, Ball with a win. Ball dumps it in front, and a wheel and a fire at that end for TJ Haley. No sooner does Richmond get the announcement of their goal than Haley answers, and Georgetown back up by 4 at 11-7. For Haley, that's his 6th of the season. He talked about him shooting more earlier. He had a wide open look here. More in that unsettled situation, and Ball got that face-off and got downfield quickly. Got to watch Vidaro there. He's closely followed by Cap at the moment. And Cap stays with Vidaro all the way through that rotation.
That's a nice look by Haley. Not quite handled on the back door.
Richmond down 4, trying to push it ahead here. There goes Jeff Nugent. He might just try to, he had it checked away from him. That's a rarity. Ball loose in front, a shot and a goal, and a great play that time by Aiden Carroll, who knocked it free from Jeff Nugent, picked it up, and then he scores.
You'd like to think that those things are just going to happen in a game. You know, your best clearing player, you know, we don't see that happen very often over the course of a season. And
Here's Krogan now.
You know, with Bundy playing attack, Georgetown might not have a first-team All-American in this unit, this offensive unit, but they don't have a soft spot either. You got a bunch of guys, a number of guys that are all capable of making plays, which makes them particularly dangerous.
And there's a turn and a fire from the wing and a score for Georgetown there.
Carroll against a short behind. You got to be able to support that one a little bit quicker. That was going to be a dangerous scoring opportunity the second he touched the ball.
Second for Carroll of the game, 20th of the year. And it's now 13-7 Hoyas. 7:46 to play in the third. We are at a timeout. We'll step aside as well. Georgetown pushing Richmond back after a couple of Spider goals here in the third quarter. This is Tazwell. He's got a little room to shoot that. Now O'Neal. And O'Neal fires, and that's easily stopped by Moore. Now Bundy gets it back. Bundy getting in tight here. Now Krogan. Nugent on Krogan. Bundy moves it quickly and a shot out front. Stopped
nice
and
save by
picked
Zach.
up. And the Spiders need a chance here with a 13-7 deficit to work with.
Defense in motion.
Now here's Sheridan. Finds O'Neal. O'Neal's got 8 seconds. Near side to Merklinger. Throws it in front. Graham can't get anything off. It is stopped by Moore.
But they're doing a nice job kind of hedging and helping out. And then more importantly is they're doing a good job of quickly recovering to their matchups.
Well, that's a stop by Moore. You had that wraparound shot. Moore was right there for it. Hoyas throw it away in the middle of the field. Cap trying to pick it up, smothers it. McClure then shovels it over toward the side. Pilling can't get there, and it'll be Georgetown's possession. Madonna's trying to find somewhere to go. Over to Sheridan.
Dalton on a short and a high wing, we call that.
In tight, that's off the goalie. Moore, it rolls out front, covered up now, and Georgetown will have it. You know, every time Dalton Young starts to go one way and roll back, when the pole rotates over towards him as soon as he moves.
When a game turns, you know.
His first 3 quarters, they've been able to, you know, really put up some good numbers and open up some breathing room at 6-1 second quarter, and now 5-3 in the third. And you know, the Spiders have a long road back. As that time Foley came out to deny him, now Madonna has it. Trying to get in close, bumped off course. Tried to throw one through to O'Neal. He goes low, and it's stopped by Moore. And Georgetown comes out with it with Bank.
So I look at Georgetown as a veteran team. You look at that attack and face-off guy, ball facing off, and but they've got a couple of good young players here too, in the freshman Banks and Moore in the goal.
Well, Young tried that shot around the defender and
be sitting on the clock just a little bit, not giving themselves enough time to create a good offensive opportunity in the settled game.
That's back to the Spiders. Opportunity to try to do something here. Madonna's shot sails through, and Georgetown in position to get possession.
Yeah, you know, good opportunity.
This before, 24 shots, 22 of those shots, Dom, have been on the cage, and there's another one with a save by Vignew.
Really
this
nice
time.
save by Vignew there.
But that just drives home the point about shooting and how precise Georgetown has been, at least tonight, with their
been upbeat, and for them, again, like I mentioned earlier, this is in some ways like the end of the preseason for them as they come into the Atlantic 10 schedule. So hopefully they can build on this as they do that and make something happen in the conference schedule. For the conference, I should mention that my alma mater, which was 0-6 up till yesterday, beat UMass, an A-10 team, yesterday by a goal. And then today, though, in the conference's favor, High Point beat North Carolina today, and so that's good for the Atlantic 10 overall.
That's an impressive win as Richmond scores here with a flag down as well. Dalton Young spinning, and this time there's no help as Young rolls back to the inside. Get that late check there, and Young puts the goal in.
Yeah, well, if they hadn't Monday, you're positive, upbeat in practice. Bring that energy and enthusiasm, fellas. We just got to keep getting better. We got to take care of our business in the conference. Hopefully, get a crack at one of these teams again in the postseason. And in a single game, you'd like anybody.
Going to set up this shot here, and that one's just off target. And it'll be Georgetown. 5 goals for Vidaro, who's really been the difference maker. Haley has a goal and 3 assists, which is right about in line with what he normally does.
That's his stat line.
And that's Vidaro there. Shot clock down to 10. I don't think Georgetown's in any hurry to take a shot here. They're just going to fire that away. Just some clock working on 58. O'Neal watched closely by chairs there. And Georgetown out with possession.
Yeah, close, but no cigar.
And now they'll just give it to Haley and probably do what they did a moment ago with 2:35 left. Just take their time and work all that shot.
There are some obvious areas that Richmond needs to get better at in order to be successful in a game of this caliber. And that would be getting contributions from more players. Dalton Young is the known. Aiden O'Neal, continues to play hard and improve. Needs to continue to carry more of the load. But just some of those other guys, Sheridan, Alpaw.
And they scored to them, who forces the action a little bit. And that is going to take care of this one tonight. Georgetown will improve to 6-2, while Richmond drops to 5-4. Those 4 losses, though, come against some really, really good teams. The Spiders step into conference play next week at St. Bonaventure with a 1 o'clock game. But this one goes Georgetown's way, 14-8. 41 shots for Richmond, 22 on goal. Georgetown took 27 shots, 24 of which were on the cage. 14 saves tonight for Moore. The goalie for Georgetown, Anderson Moore, was outstanding this evening. Zach Vigue came up with 10 saves in his own right. You got 3 goals from Dalton Young and an assist tonight on 10 shots. Sheridan had a goal